Hello, welcome to the weekly wind-up with myself, Emma Kirk. You may be aware of my passion for rugby, so I'm excited to be able to chat today to Steve Stead about the introduction of the ladies rugby team at Huddersfield Giants. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Hi Emma, thanks for having us on.
No problem. I'm quite excited to talk to you, to be honest. There's been an increase in the amount of development squads, especially for the ladies. What do you think's triggered that?
Over the past few years there's been a real increase on youngsters playing rugby, girls, both in mixed teams and single sex teams. The under-12s league started a few years ago and it's now been running the junior leagues quite strong for the past 3 or 4 years. These young ladies are now getting to 16-year-old and they need a pathway to follow on to professional rugby as well as some of the community clubs. So it's created a big demand for us for the girls rugby, and we've seen that as the Giants as something to get on board on.
So why did you decide to do a youth squad rather than going full pelt like Leeds Rhinos have just started their squad, but obviously it's a much higher league? Why did you choose that route?
We chose because we identified in this area there's a large group of 16 to 19-year-olds who have come through the ranks over the last 4 years, who are currently transferring into open age. Now there's not that many teams in Kirklees who are doing open age, so we're hoping to support these community clubs with their open age while also giving a platform for these youngsters who've come through the ranks of the last few years to further themselves. We do plan on going to the Super League next year, but we would like to take it in smaller steps and hopefully get these youngsters playing in the Super League rather than look for established players from teams that are already playing. Do
you think that will affect how you hang on to those players? If there's a Super League team that comes along and says, actually, we want you in our squad?
I think it does. We want the girls to buy into what we are providing, which is a pathway, and hoping to get them ready for the Super League. So we don't want to put them in and discourage them from the game so they don't want to play anymore. So we think it's a good stepping stone for the youngsters who are 16, 17, 18-year-old to get some experience in a professional environment, and then also move on to the Super League.
So in terms of the leagues then, at that age range, how much of a competition is there?
We're looking for the under-19s, and the RFL are currently putting together an under-19s league. They was hoping to have the community clubs have an 18s league, but that didn't go ahead. So now there's no platform for them. So it is going to be a very, very strong league. As I said, the girls over the last 4 years have now gone past the junior age and they're pushing into these teams, and it's a real competitive league. The 16s and the 14s for the last 2 years have grown so much. I think last year there were 3 divisions in the under-14s leagues. So
that's
it's
quite a lot, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it's a real strong league, that one.
So in terms of the actual league, is it going to mirror the actual Super League?
It is. What we're going to do is we're hoping to have the players so they can dual register. So the players will stay with me and maybe train with once a week with the Giants, and also stay with their community clubs. So they can actually stay involved and not take them players away from the community. And then we will run alongside the Super League. So we will have the fixtures where it's not on a Super League day and not on a community club day as well. So the girls are getting the professional coaching and also taking them back to their own community clubs.
So that's a bit like the Barla system, isn't it?
It
Dual
is, yes.
registration.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that where you've taken that?
Yes, the RFL have come through and they're trying to set up like the scholarship.
Oh, brilliant. Because I know obviously we had the Ladies World Cup and there was the Australians were all professional. Is that where you think that this is going to go?
I do, yes. Next year there's going to be a Super League for the women, which is going to be 12 teams. Initially I think they were hoping for 8 teams, but there's been such
an increase.
A great
I know,
increase,
it's been quite exciting.
Also the championship teams are also putting people into this league as well.
Yeah.
So the Super League next year is going to be real big, and the under-19s are a feeder for that league.
So do you go into schools and encourage?
Yes, we do. Part of the wider development programme, we're going to be doing more open access development days through the year for girls, but we're also going to do through our Sky Try programme, where we're going to schools and we deliver to both primary and secondary schools and try to get them going to their community clubs and help the community clubs out and help recruit to increase the play pool for us all.
That sounds really good. So if I'm going to, obviously not me, but if I wanted to have a crack at playing rugby, how do I get in touch with you?
Okay, best way is to get in touch with me directly, which is at steve.stead at huddersfieldcommunitytrust.co.uk.
When's the first game?
We don't know yet. We've got a meeting with the RFL, so we're hoping to put our team together over the next few weeks, and the season will start in March alongside the Super League. But we will have the Super League launch, which is on the 25th, and that's good. The women's is being launched alongside the men's, all at the John Smith Stadium.
That's fantastic. Because quite often there's a split, isn't there?
No, the RFL's been very good, been very inclusive with it, and everything they're doing seems to be for the men and women together.
So for yourself, I mean, are you coaching?
Yeah, I'm going to be the coach for the under-19s. I've been coaching women and girls for quite a while now. I coach in the community game as well, and I have some younger teams. So I'm going to be the 19s coach, along with some of the guys from the Giants.
So what do you make them do then? Do you make them run drills?
Yeah, it's not so much as the old drills sort of thing. We try to make it as welcoming as possible and as fun as possible as well, because that's what the people come to play rugby for, to enjoy themselves. So it's not us shouting at them, making them do lots of laps. It's about lots of inclusive games and competitive games and small-sided games to increase their skills.
How do the girls take to having to tackle, though? You know, like that physicality?
Yeah, now when I first came, a lot of people said the girls don't like the contact, and they do a lot of touch. Now there's an opportunity to get into rugby through touch rugby, which we do on a Wednesday night. But from my experience in contact, the girls do like the contact, and teaching them to tackle, they do pick up the techniques sometimes a little bit easier than the boys because they listen a little bit more. And that's in my experience. That's in my experience, and the girls seem to get I feel they get a better tackle technique. Sometimes they might not be as strong, but the technique works for them.
Okay, that's brilliant. Well, thank you for coming and talking to us today.
Thanks
I hope you get a really good turnout, and I can't wait for the season to start, obviously, for Giants and for the women, and I'm quite excited to come down and watch. So as soon as you know when there's a game, please let me know.
Hope to see you down there.
Excellent.
Thanks a lot.
That's all we have time for today. So I thank you for watching. And if you would like to discuss this or any other topic you've seen on KLTV, you can contact us by the usual means. Thank you for watching. I'm Emma Kirk. Goodbye for now.